I am totally convinced, beyond a shadow of a doubt, for myself, that there are such things as reptile aliens. Though I have never seen one, thank God, but I totally believe they're here.
Now you've said I had to come to grips with the realization that something very evil is in charge here.
Yeah, it's reptilians.
And now ABC is coming out, Disney ABC is coming out with a new remake of V, and in it the extraterrestrials that look like humans who are bringing a, quote, new order to the world. And the pamphlet in the movie is called Dawn of a New Day. If you remember in the original, the visitors, they were wonderful people, they were very gracious and charming. And then remember the lady who was in charge of the visitors, she was the highest ranking. She went into a room and pulled off her face. It was a reptile alien.
Visitors are not our friends. They've come to rape our planet and kill us. They are not who they appear to be.
We are their life. They have no life without us. We're everything to them. We are it for them. They have no life without us. Everything that they gain and everything that they do, we're their drug, their food, their pleasure, their energy. They have nothing without the humans.
These reptilian entities seem to operate, and again, it's not just reptilian. There are many different kinds of entities that do not have a human form that operate just outside of human sight, and history has recorded them as demons and all this stuff. But the reptilian part of it seems to be very significant to the controlling systems on the planet today. Would appear from the endless research that I've done and people I've talked to all over the world and all the rest of it put together, my own experiences sometimes, that what we're looking at are these hybrid bloodlines. Because of the hybrid nature of the DNA, the software program, they have a vibrational sympathy with that which interbred with them. And this doesn't have to be physical interbreeding either. So these bloodlines can be, quote, possessed, their emotional, mental faculties taken over much more easily than the general run of the population does not have that hybrid DNA, thus that vibrational sympathy, compatibility between the two energy fields. So what they're doing, in effect, is using the secret society network they've set up to manipulate these bodies into power, but in doing so, they're putting themselves into power because they're controlling the mental and emotional processes of these vehicles. Now, when we look at, say that's a major politician or something, when we look at him with our five-sense sight, we are going to decode that level of him that is operating with invisible light. So what do we see? We see a human. But behind him, just outside of that frequency range, we'd see something very different. And I've met endless people who've seen it. So what is happening is, with shape-shifting, is sometimes that energy field just outside of visible light moves in to that frequency range. It sometimes happens when this vehicle is going through great emotional turmoil. I've had that story told to me many times when people have seen this, the circumstances surrounding it. And at that point, this energy field enters visible light and becomes the prime forward energy field. And then it goes back again. To the observer, who is decoding that energy field through the brain and turning it into a physical experience, what he observes only in his head is human, non-human, human. Did you see that? What you have all over the world is this recurring theme, which only when you kind of open your mind to this, you start to say, bloody hell, it's everywhere. Of the dragon and the reptilian imagery. I mean, in the East, in places like Japan and China. Even biblical references to the devil have a reptilian serpent imagery about them. This is from Revelation. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Often they'll say the aliens are coming, we got to get out of here.
Within the last few years, we have had an invasion of perhaps tens of thousands or even more of these new arrivals. Most of these are clone beings with no compassion whatsoever. They were given an extra Y chromosome in order to be more aggressive. I would say that this group is virtually all male, and in the past I have spoken to some of these entities who have been born naturally as well as females of their species, and it seems now the male cloned reptilians are dominating the interdimensional world. What are some of the most astounding reversals from these people that you've heard?
When I first heard that on the wedding of Charles and Camilla, when the reptilian said, "Yeah, I'm a wolf pig, but who's going to believe this?"
I'm a wolf, has one to believe it. So has wonderfully.
Well, reptilians, you say, are furious. Reverse speech is revealing so much. What gives you that impression?
They detest what I'm hearing and what I'm talking about. This is not what they want people to know. And I've had people say to me, how do you know it's not all manipulated by reptilians and that what you're getting is total manipulation? No, that's not true. I don't accept that. They want us to believe in religions and belief systems. They don't want us to know that we are being eaten on the other side. That was the biggest secret.
This is a painting that Credo Mutwa did on the side of one of his huts, which is symbolically telling the story of some of the stories told in the ancient African history and legends. And where do I find this again but on the logo of Alfa Romeo?
They don't want us to know that we are being eaten on the other side. That was the biggest secret.